Does taking things slow actually make or break a relationship? While a single listener submitted a question many people are afraid to ask. If a relationship isn't physical yet, does that mean the attraction isn't real? Or could slowing down actually lead to deeper connection and better decisions? In this episode of 52, we sit down with licensed mental health counselor Lauren Hofstatter to explore how pacing intimacy affects clarity, attraction, and long term commitment. This conversation isn't about rules or pressure. It's about trust, emotional safety, and building relationships that last. So if dating feels rushed, confusing, or filled with uncertainty, this episode offers a perspective worth hearing. So let's get into it. Hey, everyone, and welcome back to 52, the podcast where we help you approach your dating and relationships with clarity, confidence, and heart. I'm Kelly, a former tech attorney turned relationship advocate. And today, I'm honored to welcome someone we all deeply admire, Lauren Hofstetter, a licensed mental health counselor and the founder of the Orthodox Therapist. Lauren is nationally recognized for her work helping singles and couples move from brokenness to breakthrough, and for her ability to unlock intimacy through trust, communication, and compassion. Lauren's expertise goes far beyond theory. She helps couples and singles navigate everything from slow burn dating to rekindling passion in long term relationships and marriages. Her work isn't about quick fixes or lofty ideas. Instead, Lauren brings practical tools you can use right away to strengthen communication, set boundaries, and rebuild closeness, whether you're dating, engaged, or years into a marriage. Now, she's guided people of all backgrounds through the most delicate struggles: betrayal, loss of desire, fear of commitment, and everything in between. Lauren blends clinical expertise with a warm, real world approach that makes even the hardest conversations feel safe. So, on that note, welcome, Lauren, to 52. We're so excited to have you joining us today. How are you? Where are you tuning in from?
Good. Thank you so much for having me. I live in Boca Raton, Florida, where my practice is. And yeah, I help people nationally all over the world with exactly what you described.
We're so happy to have you join us today. So thank you. And to our listeners, you know what to do. Grab your cup of coffee or tea and settle in, especially all my singles out there, because today we're talking about things that are usually forbidden at the dinner table, but absolutely essential if you want to build a monogamous, healthy, lasting relationship. So, Lauren, are you ready to dive in?
Ready?
All right, let's go. We have a 39-year-old man who has been dating a woman for a few months now. She has expressed that she wants to take their physical intimacy slowly. He really likes her and is attracted to her, but he's feeling confused now and a little bit worried. And he's wondering if she actually does like him or if she's just not attracted to him and is waiting it out. Now, he wants to respect her physical intimacy pace while understanding her feelings and keeping the relationship moving forward. But he has a few questions for you, Lauren. So the first one to get us started is, how important is physical intimacy while dating? And do you think waiting even until marriage can actually strengthen a relationship? When I say in the beginning physical intimacy, it could also mean like waiting for the first kiss. So let's separate that into waiting for the first kiss and then actual like fully, like physically intimate.
I can tell you actually, recently I had a situation where I had one of the partners was previously married. So was previously married, was with their partner multiple times, etc. Like was married for a few years and they had a regular sex life, but then got divorced and then didn't date, took some time to like heal, didn't date for a while. And now, thank God, got engaged. And this is something that's been really difficult because the person like pulled back from any kind of physical intimacy for the most part and then started dating somebody, met somebody, really, got engaged, loves this person. And now it's kind of like it's almost like taking like the thumb out of the dam. And then you like
Yeah.
pull it out and like a little trickle comes, but then like what? Like
All
all
of a
the
sudden,
floodgate.
boom, like a
Exactly. And
volcano is waiting to explode. Yeah.
exactly. And I definitely think, listen, do I believe in the concept of like if you had sex before marriage that your wedding night's not going to be special? Absolutely not. I don't believe in that. I think your wedding night's still going to be just as special because it's with your husband and it's your first time together as a husband and wife. It's just as special.
I hear a butt coming.
But I do think that when when you have any kind of physical intimacy before a marriage or when you're in a relationship, it makes things really hard and it clouds things. Meaning even I forgot who it was, to be honest with you, but there's a pretty famous couples counselor and not religious, nothing to do with being religious at all. When he has couples come in for couples counseling, he doesn't let them sit next to each other or touch each other. And he said because physical intimacy clouds things for you. Like it automatically releases like certain chemicals, endorphins, hormones when you're holding hands or when you're touching each other, that you try to limit that when you're going through something like when you're trying to be more focused and serious, you try to extract it. It's actually interesting. I don't know if you've seen it. There's this one therapist that she was on Showtime, I think, where she gets these couples and they record it. She does therapy with them and they record it from behind. She's a famous lady. But bottom line
I'm
is
blanking.
she also has, I just realized it now, which this makes sense. She also has her couples sit very far apart on like a big couch. Because in couples counseling, they say you should not be sitting, holding each other, cradling each other. It just, when you're physical with somebody, it adds another layer of cloudiness to decisions, unfortunately. Just does.
That makes complete sense. So then, okay, so that's when it comes to like full force physical intimacy.
No, even holding hands. Even holding
Yeah. So
hands.
what are your thoughts about being physically intimate in the first few dates? And that could be even like you said, holding hands or
It
first
clouds
kiss.
judgment a little. I think it's going to cloud your judgment on your decisions. I get why people do it. You were trying to emotionally connect with somebody. I get it. But I think it's also going to cloud your judgment and your decision making when you're trying to make hard decisions and like figure out if you want to stay in this relationship or not. I think it's hard. I just think physical touch makes things really complicated. Also, when you have physical touch with somebody, you get emotionally intimate really fast, like much quicker. The feel like it's almost
Yeah.
like the flood of feelings comes in so much quicker, and it's hard for you to make like real decisions without love goggles on.
Yeah.
It's hard.
So then, Lauren, people listening to this right now and hearing you say and recommend to stay off of physical intimacy in the beginning days of early stages of dating, they might say that that's a religious thing that you're saying, that
No,
that's
but
just
I'm coming at it
religious
from a
background. Yeah. So what do you have to say to them?
no. I wish I knew remember the therapist's name. No, this is something I learned in my clinical PhD. Nothing to do with the clinical PhD I took. It's Modern Sex Therapy Institute out of Miami Beach. It is not religiously affiliated whatsoever. Promise. Okay. And the person that recommended this, the provider, I remember I had to watch it on for one of my courses. It has nothing to do with being religious, meaning every single couples counselor tells their clients don't touch each other during therapy. So if you're in your initial stages of dating and you're trying to like decide if this person is the right person for you, I'm not saying not to do it. Do whatever you want. But what I am saying is it's going to cloud your judgment. That's all I'm saying. So if you think you have the world's perfect judgment and you're going to be the exception to the rule, go for it. But call me when I'm right.
Mm. You hear that, guys?
Call me when
Prove
I'm
her wrong.
right. No
Try to prove
problem.
her wrong. We'll
The
see what
Orthodox
happens.
therapist. We'll put it somewhere in here.
Uh-huh.
Call me when
So
I'm
Lauren,
right.
but but when it comes down to it, how can someone who does want to take things slower physically then, they want to take your advice. How can someone share early on that they plan to wait to be physically intimate without making their partner feel unwanted or unattracted?
I think you could say that. Like, I actually find you super attractive. And like, I really would love to have that level of like intimacy with you and physical touch, but I just think it's going to cloud my judgment. And I want to be able to make good decisions when it comes to this relationship. That's it.
Love that. And when it comes down to, is there any term they should avoid using when they talk about that?
No offense. Ew. I think you're gross. That would be rude.
Yeah. Okay. So
I don't
stay away from
know.
those.
Yeah. Stay
Listen,
away
people
from
need to
calling
hear
your
it. You
partner
never know.
gross.
You really never know. Like it's something. So I'll just say, some people who are prudes when it comes to like sexual intimacy, whatever it may be. There was a one season on Married at First Sight. I think it was season 10, and it's totally fine. But there was one couple. The girl wanted to wait to have sex, which is fine. But every time he would touch her hand or something, she would get very prudish.
Okay. So
Which
sometimes this stuff is a red
so
flag. Sometimes. Like, I've had cases where it's actually they're pretty unfortunate actually. where, a couple gets married, they had no physical intimacy before, to find out that one partner may have had some kind of like sexual abuse type of situation and has
Mm,
major, major issues with physical touch or has sensory issues that they never talked about. But again, if you're choosing to marry somebody and stay in that marriage and in that relationship with them, you work with them. Like that's part of it. When you marry somebody, you marry their flaws too. It's not like you only
mhm.
marry their strengths. You marry their flaws and you have to be there for them, through the flaws too. The truth is eventually when you work through something big like that, your marriage is so much stronger. Your relationship is so much stronger. That's the truth.
So beautiful. And in this case, our listener here who submitted this question, he's a little bit worried that the girl he's dating, her wanting to take things slower means that maybe she's not attracted to him or whatever it may be. So for people in our listeners' position, for people hearing from their partner that their partner wants to take things slower physically, what are some clear signs that taking things slow physically is about comfort and not about a lack of attraction?
When somebody says they want to take things slower physically, it's not because they're not attracted to you. That doesn't make sense. If they weren't attracted to you, they wouldn't go on more than one date. Like,
Good
why would
point.
they? Right. Like,
Yeah.
why would they keep going out with you if they thought you were not for them, like physically? Doesn't make, why would they have gone out with you to begin with? Like, why would they, you know what I'm saying? I don't know.
Yeah.
Right.
Completely. We did hear one story on another episode where the person we were actually interviewing was sharing how he met his wife when they were dating. And in the beginning days of dating, he went in for the kiss and she turned her head and he took that as she's not down. She's not interested in him.
Uh,
And she texted her, no, like, because thought she wasn't interested.
Interested.
He literally said to her, he's like, listen, like, I don't want to play games here. I went in for the kiss. You turned your head and I took that as a no. And then she was like, no, 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 no. You don't understand. Like, I just want to take things slowly and I don't want to cloud my judgment.
I know, but you know what she could have done though?
So yeah, so how could she have handled it?
Said something in the moment, like turn your head away, but then talk about it then. Don't like let him leave. Go home. Feel like garbage. Like just use your words. Say something. Say
Yeah,
like, hey, I would really love to do this right now, but I'm kind of trying to work on this part of myself. Say
yeah,
something at the
completely.
moment. Don't wait. I mean, don't be impulsive, but like if you know what to say something. It's not fair for them to have to go home and feel so badly about themselves. It's horrible.
If she's gonna reject him,
She didn't reject him. She just
but it
wanted
came
to.
off as a rejection.
Correct. That's what I'm saying. It came off as a
Yeah,
rejection
yeah.
instead of her just saying, you know,
I
uh,
just have a
w-
boundary. Like I'm not
yeah,
really
like this is
comfortable with.
just the boundary for me.
Yeah, totally, totally. And in this case, how can singles stay emotionally close and keep the connection strong, even if physical intimacy is slower than expected?
It's interesting because I think when physically is slower than expected, it actually makes things more like heated between the couple, if anything.
Sexual tension.
Exactly. Right. I think it makes it much more um sexy. I don't know. Much more
Mm,
interesting when
mhm.
things are like going slower.
Yep, people should really try it out.
Yeah, they
That
should.
would suck. Yeah. So, but then when it comes down to it, when people do take things slowly, you have your friends or family members, even like siblings, whoever it may be, or even just your society or culture that you're in, pressuring you to speed things up. Like,
Mind your
what?
own
You're waiting.
business.
You're just
Mind your own business.
so yeah. So
My
honestly,
mine is mind your
how
own
can someone
business.
handle? No, but Lauren, literally, how can someone handle pressure to speed things up physically from their
Look,
friends,
okay.
family, partner when they want to wait before becoming intimate?
The only person that you should feel pressure from is the person that you're in the relationship with, not your sister or your mom or your dad. And you should say to them, this is my relationship. Get out of my business. I don't care how intimate, I don't care how close you are with your family. Your family is not supposed to step into the boundary of your relationship or your marriage. It's not
Hmm.
okay.
Hmm.
It's not okay. It's totally inappropriate.
Totally agree. So, but you just brought up right now that within the relationship, whoever wants to take the physical intimacy part slower, the other person on the other side might want to be speeding it up and kind of pressuring the other person to move things along. So, what if, what if a guy or a girl starts resenting their boyfriend or girlfriend for lack of physical intimacy in the beginning if the partner asks to take things slower?
If they had that conversation and one partner says, I want to take it slower, and the other partner starting to resent them, it's time for another conversation.
Yeah.
You don't
Yeah.
keep it in. You have a conversation with your partner and you say, listen, I'm starting to feel a little bit resentful. And again, you made a choice to be in that relationship when the person told you they put up a boundary. So if your choice has changed, you need to use your words and say that.
100%. And when it comes down to it, some girls will want to get physical only because they're scared to lose a guy's interest. So, what advice would you give to someone who worries that waiting might make their partner lose interest or who fears resentment building over time?
Not the right guy for you. Not the right guy for you. Period. If the guy that you're dating is not willing to respect you enough to wait, he's never going to respect you in the way that you need.
Hmm.
Period. Flat out. You're going to be a doormat in that relationship. Move on.
Yep. All right. I agree with that. So, just to wrap up this conversation on this listener's question, what conversations or actions help build trust, closeness, and attraction when one partner wants to take things slow physically in the early stages of dating?
Dating, doing things that are fun, like going out to eat or going to arcades. I hate this concept of date nights and you physically leave your house and go to a restaurant to then not talk to each other.
Hmm.
Like that's stupid.
Yeah,
Like
and you're
if
on
you're
your phone or something. Yeah.
exactly like if you're gonna do something you both enjoy that's fun. Don't just
Hmm.
like, you know, go somewhere and do an activity, but there's no conversation and no spark and fun involved. Like do things. Because guess what? As you get
Like
older and
full
married, yeah,
experiences.
experiences. Yeah, fill your life with experiences, not things.
What were you saying? As you get older and you're
As
married.
you get older and you're married, you have less time once you have kids and jobs and lives and careers. You have less time for each other. So now is the time. I mean, you will cycle back and have more time for each other once your kids are grown and leave and whatever. But now is the time to enjoy each other's company. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely. I love that. Thank you so much. Great, great advice. Best of luck to our listener. And if you have any more questions, feel free to reach out to Lauren. She's here to help. Lauren, thank you so much for sharing such compassionate and practical advice today. Your insights on trust, pacing, and true emotional connection remind us that lasting love isn't about rushing. It's about understanding ourselves, communicating with care, and respecting both partners' needs. Now, Lauren, before we wrap up, where can listeners learn more about your counseling and coaching services?
So everything is on my Instagram page at the Orthodox Therapist, and I look forward to hearing from you guys.
Awesome. Thanks for sharing that. And here's today's takeaway inspired by Lauren's work. Healthy relationships grow when we repair past hurts, honor our own pace, and stay open to real intimacy. True intimacy grows when people are honest about their fears, respectful of their boundaries, and brave enough to have open conversations. Now, if this episode helped you, subscribe, leave a review, and share it with someone ready for a deeper connection. And as always, approach dating and relationships with intention, courage, and confidence. Until next time, take care and happy dating. The content in this podcast is for entertainment and is not mental health, medical, or personal relationship counseling. It is not a substitute for professional expertise and judgment from a licensed healthcare or mental health professional. You should seek the advice of a qualified professional when seeking mental health or medical advice to obtain a diagnosis or any treatment regarding your mental health or well-being. The content in this podcast may not be applicable to you and your specific situation. Topics discussed in this podcast may include information that may be considered sensitive or emotionally charged to some people, and therefore listener discretion is advised. References to third-party resources are for informational purposes only, and 52 Inc. takes no responsibility for the content of those resources. This podcast is copyrighted 2025 by 52 Inc., all rights reserved.